All right, it looks like I am live. Hopefully, we will see how this goes. Turn on live chat and let me get rid of this filter thing here and let me post that I am live here. Maybe we can get a few people in here, guys. Get the discussion going about the 2019 Apple Keynote that just happened today. So hopefully we get that going. For those of you who got to see it, I got to just see bits and pieces from the beginning. And also, of course, the discussion of the new phones is going to be something that we are going to do on this channel today. So let's, hopefully we can get a few people in here today and, discuss this, guys. So while we're waiting, let me adjust my camera and set up here. Should I zoom in? Whoa. Okay, that's too much of a zoom in. Lady Red, what's up? Thanks for joining in. And again, having fun chit-chatting with you guys on Instagram over here, by the way. I was going to say the rice or whatever the Ultra Tech was making look good, by the way. Or maybe I was looking at the wrong screen there. Maybe it was you that was making it. But yeah, so let's wait for a few people to join in. Hopefully, King of Tech Deals join in. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, it was probably you. But yeah, let's wait for King of Tech Deals to join in. Hopefully, maybe some CV Tech, maybe a few others tonight. Again, it's Tuesday night, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to get like a good amount of people in here. Let me know if I need to get a little back here. I'm gonna hopefully hold on. Let me turn on my computer over here really quick, my other computer. That way I can watch my live stream over here while trying to see the screen over here, guys. So just bear with me. Thanks. These little LED strips that I have in the background, I actually bought at Walmart for like $5 a line or whatever. When they were selling them, I think they were on clearance, and I thought, hey, um, I thought to myself, hey, these would look cool in my videos if I were to ever like set something up. So sure enough, like I decided, hey, I'm gonna put those up. I even have some on my desk over here. Let me see if I can turn that around. There's my computer set up right, and you can see like the LEDs going around. So I have them set to like ambient or whatever, so that the lights can just change different colors. So a very cheap and inexpensive way to set your studio or whatever up if you ever decide to do that. A lot of people have LED lighting in their rooms. It's just not something that people really think about, I guess. Or at least I thought it was a cool idea. Okay, let's see. La 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 la. Cool, cool. I gotta get some drinking water. So giving or maybe going to HEB. Okay, give me a second here. Eventually, you have a little studio. Well, I mean, basically, my room is my studio. I'm not. I was going to make my one of my bedrooms in the house in my parent because I moved back to my parents' house, by the way. Uh, but I was gonna make one of the spare bedrooms into a studio, but I thought it would just be too much, just because like I'm mostly in my room, and at least this part of my room, the corner over here, is like basically like my YouTube setup. Over here in front of me, of course, is like my desk setup and all that, and this is primarily where I shoot my videos. So I mean that's what's happening there. Okay, let's check out my channel as I go live. Let me just share the video here. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, by the way, I have a Twitter account also. You can follow me at BT_reviews. Or at least I think that's my Twitter channel handle. Let's find out. I might have to copy paste this over here just for the heck of it. Yeah, BT_reviews. I'll copy paste the link so that you guys can follow me on Twitter. Thanks, I appreciate that. That's what I am about to do as well. So hopefully some of your followers can join in tonight on the stream as well, if they're fans. You know what I mean? And let me go ahead and hit that like button. Let me go ahead and share this on Twitter as well, my personal Twitter. So I really appreciate you sharing on your Twitter. That always helps. I always, well, I'm always glad when people do that. Actually, I feel like people don't share enough of their friends or whatever content online, and I feel like that. If you don't do that, it's going to be hard to get your videos out. You know what I mean? So thanks for the shout outs there, and hopefully we can get something going here, or hopefully we can get a few more people in here tonight. If not, it's whatever. I don't think I'm gonna do as good as you did on your live stream the other night, so hopefully I can get something going tonight. Again, but again, guys, let's go ahead and talk. Let's go ahead and start talking about the Apple keynote. First of all, I think Apple was very, I wouldn't say innovative, but I think that, like, when they were talking about like their Apple Arcade and Apple TV, I thought, well, first of all, the Apple TV Plus app or whatever that they're gonna have, which is basically gonna be like their version of Netflix. I think for $5 a month, it's not gonna hurt trying it out. Especially since I think they said for Apple users that if you're already like an iPhone owner or whatever, a Mac owner, that they're going to actually give you the service free for a year to try out, or at least that's what I understood. So I think that's going to be interesting. I think if Apple TV Plus does good or well enough, you might see it up there with the Netflixes and the Hulus of the world. And I think it's just pretty crazy that 2019, the way we view media nowadays, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, I thought that was an interesting looking show, the whole like blind people thing or whatever. And I think Jennifer Aniston returning to a show also, I think that's going to be big as well. Right now, Apple is one of the top profitable company, if not the top profitable company in the world. So why not dive into other things like media and movies and stuff like that? If they're going to be the top company in the world, might as well, aside from like phones and communication, why not get into everything? So tech for your needs. What's up, man? How's it going? We're just talking about the Apple keynote, man. 2019. Chime in on the discussion here, man, as we get this going tonight. It's early for me, so or about 10:30 my time. I'm in Texas, by the way. So if you guys, if it's late where you are, then thanks for staying up with me tonight. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I thought it was interesting. Again, I think that app's going to debut in November, so I'm definitely going to give it a shot. I have an iMac computer, I have an Apple iPhone, and I think I plan to buy myself an iPad. Not one of the new iPads, the ones that they talked about at the keynote. But one of the older model iPads, I think probably like 2017 model, just because right now I can probably get it a lot cheaper before the holidays. The most thing that intrigued me on the keynote was the camera software. I mean, I saw bits and pieces of the whole camera software and everything like that, and really they're getting a little bit creative when it comes to all of the camera because it's gonna if you buy the iPhone 11 Pro, excuse me, you're gonna get the three lenses, right? Which will definitely each one of them does something differently. For me though, I think I'm more catered for just the regular iPhone 11, which I'm hoping I'm with T-Mobile, so I'm hoping T-Mobile will allow good trade-ins. Just because I just want to I just want to upgrade my phone, but the iPhone Pro is just a little too expensive in my opinion. I'd rather just get last year model and get like the 10X or the 10X Max or whatever you want to call it. Tells the Fox 92 says, "What's up? What's up, Tells the Fox? How's it going, man? We're just discussing the Apple keynote, so chime in if you want." I thought that the whole Apple Arcade thing was kind of interesting. It's kind of reminded me of like when Xbox 360 had their version of the arcade when you were able to like download games and if Apple plays their cards right, the Apple Arcade, which I know you have to pay a small monthly subscription for, it's going to be big for them, especially if they're going to get big developers on board like Konami and like Capcom, which is the ones that they discussed at the keynote. You know what I mean? It just really depends on the games. You know what I mean? And it's going to be big for iPad users because the iPad, is a good, thing for gaming, or it's a good system for gaming. I've never had anything against iPads. I've owned one before. I had the iPad Mini first generation, I think, which I ended up passing that iPad on, and I ended up ruining it or something like that. I ended up breaking it basically. Uh, let's see. Yeah, the iPhone 11 starts at 699. So, and I think that's the base 64 gigs. So, let's see. Tells the Fox said I didn't watch the keynote, but I really don't like the iPhone 11. I mean, okay, a lot of people are going to continue to hate on Apple and iOS because no, they're not really being innovative like what you see with Android phones, you know, taking up the whole screen and coming out with those pop-up cameras and everything like that. But at the same time, you know, I think what Apple is doing opposed to other companies right now is they are perfecting the devices that they have now. Okay. So it's like if you have a Toyota, right? If you've ever owned a Toyota in the past 20 years or so, most Toyotas in the past 20 years will have the same engine that the new version of the car has. And you want to know why? Because if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? So, you know, aside from small, minor upgrades and details here and there, you know, like basically if you look at like cars like, or trucks like the Toyota Tundra, it's basically been the same truck since 2003 or 4, I believe. And again, same engine. The only thing that they really improve on is like the suspension, of course, internal such as like the audio system, you know, Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff. You know, the headlights and the LEDs. But for the most part, it's running the same engine that it has had for 20 freaking years already. Which is funny that the lady's tech is saying it over here because she's saying Apple is actually partnering with Toyota, which is not a surprise. But at the same time, you know, if you think about it, you know, Apple products don't lose their value either. I mean, they're still selling the iPhone 7 and 8 for like well over $300, you know what I mean? So that says something about it because me personally, I can go buy an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 8 used or refurbished or even new if you can still find one new. And it's going to run almost as good as the newer flagship devices that are out there, guys. So, okay, hold on, let me see. Let's see. I like Apple's car stuff, but not really Android Auto. Yeah, I mean, I've used both. I've had Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Apple CarPlay just works better, obviously. Although Android is getting better, you know. And I think eventually, within like 5 years, I think Android will be up there with the whole Apple game. The only thing about that is, you know, when you see Apple phones, the only really competition that they have when it comes to like Android are the Samsung devices, and because Samsung uh, has been known to, you know, take better care and build better phones than mostly all the other competitors. You know, I mean, yes, you have LG, yes, you have Motorola, which they all do something different and they all bring something different to the game. But at the end of the day, for me, it's all about user experience on the phone. You know, you can make a good looking phone, like, you know, I mean, there's a lot of good looking phones out there, guys, but at the end of the day, you know, to me, it's going to be all about usability. You know what I mean? And my iPhone 10, which I've had for almost 2 years already, this is the longest I've had a smartphone, by the way. And it's sitting right here in front of me. I've had this iPhone 10 Silver, or whatever you want to call it, for since December of 2017. That's when I bought it. The iPhone 10 came out when November or late October of 2017, and I got this like early December. And I have not gotten any other phones since then. I feel like this phone has gotten the job done for me for the past 2 years, and really, like, there's not a lot of negative things I have to say about it. You know, one thing that I was impressed about on the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11 Pro was the camera. They're gonna add kind of somewhat of like a low light feature, which is something I wish that this phone had or whatever. It looks brand new, right? I've had it in a case for the majority of its 2 years, man. It does have a one of those glass screens that's cracked, so I don't know if I can get the crack on the screen. By the way, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But yeah, let me turn off the screen. You can probably see it better with the screen off. But yeah, there's like a crack right here in the corner, but that's just the tempered glass. It's not the actual screen. So, you know, I'm excited for night mode because, you know, I am a fan of night photography, and there's been instances where like I've been trying to take a picture with this phone at nighttime and it's just not good, and I'll be completely honest with that. The heel of tech is here, the demonetizer. Oh man, I better snooze this guy's chat for like 5 minutes, okay? I should do that just to make you mad. I'm just kidding, I won't do that. What's up, Mill Hustles? How's it going, man? Well, I take care of my devices, guys, and you know, again, maybe it's just the lighting in here, but I don't mess with, you know, chunking around my devices, I guess. But the king is in the building. I thought you said the king is in the butt. What's going on? But yeah, I mean, for the most part, guys, like, I mean, aside from that, I mean, the phone's basically going to be the same. I'm not really a fan of that big notch cutout, especially on the iPhone, just the regular iPhone 11, because you don't really need the big square cutout if it only has two lenses, which I just don't understand. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like if you're gonna just have like just two lenses, why not just keep it simple like this? You know what I mean? Like I'm really not a big fan of that cutout. And yes, it's gonna be one of those things where like everyone is just gonna have to get used to. Um, but it is what it is. I'm still not a fan of the notch. That's something that I know people hate, and I think that's something that we've all just gotten used to already when it comes to Apple devices. Will Apple ever decide to put like an in, or at least try to get rid of the notch? I don't know. I think that's something that we all have to kind of figure out a little bit later. I'm hoping that, hopefully within the next couple of years that yes, Apple does decide to either get rid of the notch or implement software that will allow you to just get rid of that top portion so that I don't have to look at that, because it does get annoying to look at after a while, guys. So let's see. Whoa. All right. The reason they have the square two lens to the phone to keep the design uniform with the other one. Yeah, I kind of don't like that, but I guess it makes sense because if you're like a case manufacturer, it makes it easier for them to build cases for like the regular 11 and then the 11 Pro, especially if it's like the same screen size. Personally, like I wasn't paying attention to uh, the 11 and then the 11 Pro screen sizes. I'm gonna assume that it's the same, but at the same time, I feel like with the price cuts on the iPhone 11 going down to I believe what 699 or 799. I think it's 799, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Um, with the price dropping, I feel like now that it's closer to the iPhone XR level, like does that put it more into a mid-range device because they're lowering the price? Because now you still have Samsung phones that are like well over $1,000. So if you can get a regular iPhone 11 for like 699, 799, then what's the point of buying like a really expensive phone like the Samsung phones? But I guess they're doing what Samsung did with the Samsung 10 SE or whatever it's called. It says yes, they are the same screens at last year. All the phones. Okay, I got you. Tells the Flex says they could have just put the front camera above the screen like the normal phone. You're right about that. Samsung, what's up? I was getting irritated missing all the live chats. I'm sure it made you upset. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, man, I've been super upset that every time I do a live stream, you're not joining in. So super mad, Samsung. Super mad. I'm really interested in the 11 in product red. Yeah, I mean, I think that they're going the good route by actually offering a lot of different colors. I think I probably would go the red route as long as it had a black front. But a lot of the times that in the past, that when they have the red phones, they'll have a white front instead of a black front, and I'm not a fan of that. So I'm hoping that if I get a chance to get my hands on the red one instead, we'll see how that goes. I'm really looking forward to it. I might pre-order it depending on the circumstances, right? And then of course I'll trade in my phone for it, when the time comes, hoping that I won't have to chunk out a bunch more on my phone bill per month because I'm already paying a good amount, right? Uh, yeah, I've seen those red phones, which it's always a good cause for them to do stuff like that, and I think it's very awesome that Apple does stuff like that. King of Tech Deals put a bunch of smiley faces. What's up? Yeah, 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 yeah. The iPhone 11 was released at 12:30 today. Wait, the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro was released early. What? You're saying it's already released? I thought that was already a. Let's see. Let's go to apple.com and let's see if I can buy the iPhone. If I can buy them right now, maybe I'll buy it right now. New pricing? Oh yeah. I don't want the 11 Pro. I just want the 11. The only really reason why I would get the 11 Pro is for the cameras, but the iPhone 11 has the same Bionic 13 chip that the iPhone 11 Pro has. So really, like, I'm just really not too catered to having the phone, or the 11. Oh, how do you say? Having that extra camera, it's really not that important to me because I know the regular iPhone 11 is going to do just as good of a job. You know what I mean? And I feel like that cutout is just not gonna. It's not gonna sit well with a lot of YouTubers. That. I mean, that's right now. It already tells me the iPhone 11 will be available on the 20th of this month, guys. So it is not out yet. I think you can pre-order it though, but you cannot order it just yet. And I do like the red one, but again, I'm hoping that the red one comes with a black front instead of a white front. Instead, let me see. I'm on Apple's webpage right now, and let's see if the. Okay, good. The red one does have a black front. Thank God. Yeah, I like the product red one. That one looks nice. So that's something that I might consider getting. And the thing about that is just buying a case and having to, and like buying a case just ruins it if you know what I mean. Let's see, pre-order start 9/13. I thought it was later than this month. Oh yeah, usually once Apple has the keynotes, they release the phones like not even like a month after. So it really depends. I think the iPhone. I remember the iPhone 10 after they had the keynote, they released the phones like a week later. Um, King of Texas, King of Tech Deal says, "Buy me one while you're there." Okay, I'll make sure I get you the pink one, dude. Uh, is this man buying an iPhone 11 right now on stream? I'm not buying one online. I'm probably going to go to my local T-Mobile, uh, dealership, my T-Mobile store, and I'll probably try to take advantage of any type of trade-in because I don't owe any money on my iPhone 10. So I'm hoping that they just decide if they give me like a good amount of money for that one, at least a couple $100. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like the iPhone XRs. They're T equals terrible, whatever. iOS 13 comes out September 19th. It has been confirmed. That's awesome. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm gonna step aside to blow my nose because I don't want to do it on camera because I got a bunch of snot right now. All right. Anyways, hopefully I can breathe a little longer. King of Tech Jill says, "Trade it to me and send it to me." You're crazy. All right. Thanks a lot, Lady Red's Tech Reviews. I'll be on for a little longer if you decide to join back. Enjoy your rice and beans, and have a good evening. Yeah, enjoy the food though. Okay, let's see. Samsung says, "I always thought the front glass being white on the front with a notch would be interesting." Uh, I mean, I don't know what to say there. I guess I don't know if you're referring to the newer models or what, but let's see. King of Tech Deals. Whoa, hold on, let me fix that camera angle. All right. Okay, I got you. I've never liked the white with the red. I've seen an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 8 with the white and the red, but not like an XR version. I've only seen like just those variants of the phone. So I don't know, guys. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna have to see what my options are with the whole T-Mobile thing. If they allow trade-in, I need to. Maybe I can check out T-Mobile right now.com. T-Mobile.com. I still have the test drive, by the way, guys. I should try live streaming. Mobile.com. No, I don't want to do test drive. Hold on, give me a second. I'm pretty sure that T-Mobile already has like stuff about pre-ordering the iPhone 11. Yep. It says pre-register now, and I know a lot of people are going to go the Pro route, but I just don't see I don't see it necessary to get the iPhone 11 Pro. I just really don't. Unless you're going to be using it for all the camera features, which all, of course, the little Instagram hoes will be doing. But that's just not me. King of Tech Deal said, "I had the 7 Plus in white and red. They've never done one like it yet. They should. Phone was awesome. You'd be able to see all the sensors." Well, I'm just excited about the regular iPhone 11, and I'm just intrigued that it's going to be very cheap. A lot cheaper than most of the other devices, at least. So let me get logged in here, and hopefully we can check out see, can I log in here? Let's find out. That's not even my phone number anymore, so that's kind of weird. Looks like people left the chat, guys. All right, let's see. See, I have the option to upgrade mine, which is the cool part, right? Let's find out if giving Samsung a run for their money. Wow. Surprisingly, the the Note 10 is actually relatively cheap. Oh my goodness. It says $229 a month, or okay, see how to get one for free when you buy second and add. Okay, hold on. I'm on T-Mobile's website here, guys. So just bear with me here. I'm looking at their phone options just to see what's going on. Well, the iPhone XR, you didn't have to give any money down, which is good, I would say. The LG Stylo 5, by the way, I can get that crap for $11 a month. Okay. $11 today plus tax, or $11 a month for 24 months. I don't know if anyone would pay that. And you can even get the Moto E 6th generation. Oh my gosh. Well, so far I'm not seeing anything about the iPhones. Let's see. iPhone. Or nothing about pre-ordering the iPhone 11. You can still get the Apple iPhone 7, the iPhone 8. That's pretty cool that you can get the iPhone 7 actually relatively cheap still. It says 0 down with $18 a month for 24 months, which is what, 2 years, which in my opinion is just a waste of money. I would rather just buy it unlocked, and the reason why they do that is so that your mobile bill is higher. But again, I'm not seeing any like iPhone 11 things just yet, I guess, or at least on here. So can we go to home? I'm not thinking. T-Mobile, you're disappointing, man. I guess it's not going to be available for pre-order just yet on T-Mobile, so we'll have to wait on that. But let's see, pre-order start 9/13. Okay, I got you. So that's going to be a few more days. I'm sure. Well, the thing about the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro is because there's going to be different variants. You know, you're going to have the regular iPhone 11, the iPhone 11, you know, Plus or whatever, the iPhone 11 Pro, and then the iPhone Plus 11 Pro, which is like 4 different phones. Or I'm just going to assume that the iPhone 11 has a bigger size screen or whatever. I don't even know. I need to go look at that. Let me go back to apple.com to figure it out because I want to see the size of these phones. Let's see, iPhone. Okay, hold on. Someone says, I like the Oro, but I'd be cool with the regular 11. Oh, I think you mean the Pro. Let's see, the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro. Like, is there going to be a difference in size? Like, as far as the screen? Like, I need to see this. Like, what's going on? It says iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11 Pro. Okay, here's the differences right now, okay? So, the iPhone 11 starts at $699. The iPhone 11 Pro will start at $999, and the iPhone 11 will only come in one size. The iPhone 11 Pro will actually be the one that comes in 2 different sizes, so that makes sense, right? That you're gonna have those come in 2 different sizes. I think it's interesting that they're actually they're still selling the iPhone 8, which is pretty amazing on their website, and they're selling it brand new for $449, which, to be honest, like that phone is probably still worth that much money, minus its, you know, facial structure, which is just not, if you're not a fan of the bezels, then you're not going to want it, right? The XR is dropping down to $599, which the XR is still a really good phone. iPhone 11 has 17 hours of video playback, while the iPhone 11 Pro has 20 hours of video playback. Water resistance on both, 4 meters on the Pro, 2 meters on the 11. The iPhone 11 has a 6.1-inch Liquid Retina HD display, and then you have the iPhone 11 Pro on the smaller size is a 5.8-inch screen, and the bigger size is a 6.5-inch screen. So I don't think a lot of people would actually go with the iPhone 11 Pro, the smaller version. The smaller version would probably be about the same size as the regular iPhone 10. So I think it's interesting that the iPhone 11, which is basically going to be the base iPhone 11, right, is matching the screen size of the iPhone XR. So if you're curious on that, it's going to be the same size as the iPhone XR. So they're kind of upping it a little, which in my opinion, I think the screen is still a little too big. 6.1 inches, it's just like, okay, you're already in phablet territory over here, or you're already in Samsung Galaxy Note territory over here, which, I don't think the screen needs to be that big. So the only reason why I would get the 11 Pro is for the smaller screen in my, which sounds really dumb, right, for me to say. I don't think I would go with the bigger version just because, but obviously with the, it's going to come with Super Retina XDR display, which I don't even know what that means. XDR, the screens on these devices are already good. You know what I mean? Like I don't see why you would want to get one. According to the iPhone XR, it has a Liquid Retina HD display, but I remember that'll be the second gens, right? The first gens are just whatever LCD panels, from what I've heard. So unless they're downgrading the Retina displays on these other devices, which it might just be the case. Let's see. Nice. All right, let's see how many people we still got in here, guys. Okay, I'm missing a bunch of chats over here. Okay. King of Tech Deal says 8 series phones have great batteries. That's not a surprise. I mean, I remember all of the Plus phones having good batteries. The iPhone 11 Pro is only LCD, which sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, if it is LCD, then you might that might be more of a reason for people to get the Plus version of it, which is way too big in my opinion. Samsung says iPhone Pro, okay, and is not OLED. I'd expect OLED for that price. I have to go back and watch the keynote because here it's telling me that both 5.8 and 6.5 come with liquid Super Retina XDR displays. So, I mean, again, maybe I'm just wrong on that. Maybe I'm not. Get up to $600 towards a new iPhone with Apple trade-in. You can get credit towards an iPhone when you trade in an eligible smartphone. It's good for you and the planet. Oh, so they're recycling parts over here. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of the people, and King of Tech Deals is kind of right on that. A lot of the people don't even care about what the screen or what the specs of the screen are. They just want an iPhone. You know what I mean? I think that Apple has built such a reputation on their devices that at this point, even if you have an older iPhone like the iPhone 6s still, which basically, in my opinion, like once the iPhone 6s came out, it started raising the bar. And if you were to still use an iPhone 6s today, it's probably still performing as good or even better than some of the new Samsung or Android flagship devices. So that's saying something, you know what I mean? Um, let's take a look here. Ooh, earning money on Amazon, $1.60. Nice. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, most consumers are not going to care for what the screen has or the specs. They just want an iPhone because they know the iPhone is going to work well. I'm not a big fan of the big phones, man. Honestly, I feel like using these bigger devices over the years has kind of put a strain on my thumb over here, just because of usage, obviously. And personally, I don't know. I think this phone, which is the iPhone 10, it's a good sweet spot. But if it was just a little bit smaller, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? I'm happy within the 5.5 inch to 5.8 inch displays. Okay, let's see. What are you guys saying? Okay, the new monitor they released a while back. That $5,000 monitor is not worth it. I mean, XDR or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna have some sort of appeal to people that actually would could afford it first of all, and whoever wants to spend 5,000, they can buy two Mac Pros they can buy two iMac Pros, base model iMac Pros, for the same price as the monitor. It's just like, really, do you need that good of a monitor? Like if I can only see people buying that if they are actually like graphic designers or people in the I guess movie industry, because they need color accuracy when it comes to doing like editing and whatnot. So when it comes to stuff like that, I can understand, but at the same time, you're these computers and monitors are only going to be bought by companies that can afford them or people that can afford them. You know what I mean? Your average consumer like me, for instance, is not ever going to buy one of those monitors just because it's way too much. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm over here. Let's see if I can turn this or not. I'm over here using this old school 2010 Mac, which has an LCD panel, but even though it has an LCD panel, it still looks pretty good. Hold on, let me see if can I dim this out a little bit. Even though it has an LCD panel, it still looks pretty good. And right now I don't have the brightness all the way up. If I were to bring the brightness all the way up on that, like my eyes are gonna hurt. But considering this is just an LCD panel, like it looks really good. Like, and over here next to it, I have a 23-inch monitor that's like an IPS display. AOC or whatever is the brand, and it does a good job. I use it for video editing also, so I'm not complaining. Like, I'm not gonna complain about like monitors or whatever you want to call them, guys. But I think that's just a little pricey. You know what I mean? I mean, again, at the end of the day, not at this point, smartphone screens, people are going to just be happy with whatever's there. You know what I mean? It's all about usability, in my opinion. Tech for Your Needs says that monitor is film production type of business that can afford, and it's all that. It has a lot of horsepower that is not for the average consumer. Let's get that straight, folks. And yeah, he's right about that. I mean, I'm pretty positive that it doesn't have the same exact screen. It's probably something that's similar, but if it had the same exact screen, the phone would probably be around the $2,000 to $3,000 mark, rather than $1,000 or $1,100. I mean, and again, who wants to spend that much money like on a smartphone in 2019? Like, really, like I don't know. Like, personally, like I'd rather go the cheaper route, and I would rather just get the iPhone 11, which I'm probably going to. I'm probably going to get the red version of anything, and we'll see once I'll check out the whole pre-order thing once the pre-orders come in. Hopefully, I'm off on September the 13th. When is that? Is that one Sunday or Saturday? September 13th is on a Friday, this Friday, and I'll be working, but hopefully I can get my pre-order in before then, because I have been itching for a new upgrade on my cell phone, and I'm just hoping the battery life runs a little better, because even though I've had this phone for almost 2 years, the battery has held up pretty well on my iPhone 10. With heavy usage, I will have to charge the phone at least once a day. But even then, I think the phone has held mostly 90% of its battery capacity, if I'm not correct on that. Let me find out. And I will show you guys on screen the battery. Probably in the 80s now. Battery health. Okay, yeah, my maximum capacity for this battery is still 91%. So that's still not bad for having the phone almost 2 years. A lot of people wonder, like, how good Apple batteries are. Well, 91% capacity for having it for 2 years is not too bad. I mean, I don't feel like I overuse it. And it says that my battery is using peak performance or whatever. That's because I have a lot of apps on this phone, guys. I have a lot of apps on this phone. I don't think I've ever had so many apps on a smartphone other than my iPhone 10, and only because I know it can handle. I know it can handle it. You know what I mean? All right, what's everyone saying? Is King of Tech Deals talking trash in the Instagram chat over here? Tech for Your Needs says, I have an LG 4K monitor and going to change it for another LG 4K monitor because I don't have the black color and the silver one that I'm getting has HDR. Selling my older monitor for the new one. I think the monitor that I have is only a 1080. It's only 1080p resolution, so I mean, I'm not doing any type of editing or watching videos in 4K at the moment. Usually, if I export my videos on Adobe Premiere, I'll export them on um, I mean, I'll export them in 4K. So I never really sit down to watch the actual footage though. Friday the 13th. Oh damn, that's right. How many times does that happen? Every couple of years, right? Let's see who's talking trash over here. King of Textiles. There you go. I'm seeing that Lady Red Tech Reviews over here. Finally got her video monetized, which is good. Big shout outs to her. I know she said that they had demonetized her, so hopefully she's back in the monetization game, or at least on that specific video, which is really good. 190 views or whatever on a live stream. I don't think I'll ever do that good. Sorry, guys. I love my viewers, but I don't think my channel will do that good on a live stream. But what else are y'all's thoughts on the Apple Keynote? I mean, I only got to watch about the first 30 minutes of it, so I got to see, Apple Arcade. I got to see the Apple TV Plus, which I'm a little excited about Apple TV Plus, but at the same time, I'm not, just because I'm just like, I have a feeling it's going to be like kind of like a letdown. I don't know. It really just depends on the type of shows that they put on, and are they gonna air like their own original content, or are they gonna bring in shows that we would be able to watch like on other TV platforms, like network television shows, or stuff from HBO and Showtime, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Let's see. Tech for Your Needs says you don't play the footage once it is done to check if something is wrong. Every now and then, yes, I will play the footage. But for the most part, I just upload it. I just go with it. Most of the time, I mean, my YouTube channel ain't that big to where I need to be double checking the footage just in case. But on occasion, I'll watch the first couple of minutes of the video just to see if there's anything wrong after exporting in 4K. Yeah, I mean, the camera software I thought was very interesting. I love the low light mode. Obviously, I think that's gonna help. That's gonna like raise the night picture game up to like 1,000, just because. Me personally, like, I don't really use my iPhone for good photography. If anything, I use it for video when it comes to the actual cameras. But even then, if you have all those wide angle shots and all that, and even that upcoming software that they said they're gonna end up using, which I think it's supposed to like take like 9 pictures, and then it's gonna like you know pick the best one or something like that. I don't even know. Tech for Your Needs says for not Apple TV content is original. I mean, I'm hoping to see other stuff that's just not Apple TV, stuff, or Apple Plus. Night mode, which will be interesting, and it said Apple got 800,000 viewers on the live chat. Well, I'm sure there was a lot of people watching. I mean, I think at the time when I was watching, I think there was like 300,000 or 400,000 people watching that live. So that just shows you how much of a fan base Apple has, first of all, and then you have all the tech reviewers and people that were there, guys like Marquez, iJustine, whoever else. Yeah, I think Steve Wozniak was there also at the event as well. Let's see, not bad. They did have comments on, because it would be crazy. Yeah, I'm sure they disabled comments for the live stream just because obviously it would have gone crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, to put together an event like that is it's pretty awesome. First of all, I mean, I feel like if I ever get big enough on YouTube, that I hope to actually go to one of those events, whether it be like a year from now or 5 years down the road, guys. So keep watching my videos, guys, because if you guys keep watching, that means I'm gonna go big on YouTube, and maybe I'll be able to get press access to an Apple Keynote. I mean, I doubt it, but I'm sure I have to have like at least 1 million subs on my YouTube channel just to even get an invite. It says it was over 1 million plus watch on the YouTube channel. I was watching it on YouTube, I think. So yeah, there was a lot of people watching it. It was pretty crazy in general. I mean, to get that many people watching, like, man, imagine how much Apple earned on that on the monetization there, right? Well, if they did, if not, it's whatever, right? Not that Apple needs more money, you know what I mean? It's so crazy how one man's idea basically changed the smartphone game. You know what I mean? Steve Jobs, I mean, that guy was crazy innovator for his time, and It's just interesting to know that like all of these devices that were separate devices 20, 25 years ago, cameras, music players, video players, all that good stuff is now something that we can just carry in our pocket. You know what I mean? I think kids nowadays will not know the struggle that people like me, people like Mill Hustles or whoever, the older generation know. Like they don't know the struggle of like what it is to not have like an all-in-one device in your hand. You know what I mean? I mean, when I was a kid, if I had to go out and make a phone call, and I didn't have my parents' cell phone to be borrowed, I had to go and use a payphone, or I had to go and use the phone that was there at the wherever the hell I was, whether it be the movie theater or the bowling alley or something like that. There was a payphone at the bowling alley, and I used it. I remember my parents would give me like 50 cents to call them to pick me up when I was ready to be picked up, which is completely funny. You know what I mean? Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested in Apple Arcade, but only if the games are good, because I am thinking about getting an iPad, so I might consider doing some, more mobile gaming eventually. I think I've always been a fan of the iPad. I just, again, I haven't had my hands to get one recently, so I'm hoping to get one eventually. Yeah, my grandparents had rotary phones, so I remember using rotary phones as well. I remember telling people if you want to chat, call the house phone. You are funny, Mill Hustles. I remember dragging the phone through the house and twisting the cord around my fingers, and oh, those were the days. Well, I guess the whole corded phones were really not my generation. My parents had one of those cord phones or whatever, but we went cordless like in the mid '90s to late '90s or whatever, or early 2000s. So I guess I never really had to deal too much about that. I think I'm glad cordless phones were a thing, uh, in the late '90s though or whatever. And I had my own cordless phone. I remember calling my friends in high school, and we would be on the phone all freaking day or all freaking night. It was just one of those things where I was on the phone, and when I wasn't on the phone, I'd hang up and then I'd call them back like not too long later. So Tech Twan B, what's up? How we doing tonight, man? We are just chilling, man. We're talking about the Apple 2019 keynote, man. So, any opinions for you are greatly appreciated. What are your thoughts on the new iPhone 11s and the 11 Pros? What are your thoughts on the new iPads? What are y'all thoughts on the iPad OS, by the way? Because to me, I don't know. I'm not too big of a fan of it. I'd rather just stick with whatever Apple had on their iPads. But I guess I can see why they want to go the route of having somewhat of a different operating system on their iPads or bigger screen tablets, just because they need to find ways to optimize those just a little bit more. But I don't know. I mean, I want to get my hands on one of the cheaper iPads, and I really wish I could afford an iPad 11 or an iPad Pro so I can try like video editing on and whatnot. I put my case back on my iPhone and look what I have on on the back of that. By the way, guys, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. New mobile, boom. Yeah, and there's always been different selling points for the iPad. The only thing for me is I don't know if I want to get an iPad Mini or just get the regular size iPad at this point. Not the iPad Pro, but just like a regular size iPad. But only because I really like the size of the iPad Mini, and I feel like it's more like portable than most of the other iPads. But I want something that I can lay in bed with and watch, my shows or whatever at nighttime, and just enjoy. You know what I mean? Watching Naruto at 2 in the morning, or I've been watching the show called My Hero Academia recently. So I don't know if you guys are into anime, but I've been into that show. They should have had the separate OS for iPad when they first launched. I think so also, but at the same time, I don't know if the iPad would have been as successful as it would be now. But you're right. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you there, King of Tech Deals. Tecton B says, I'm not too big a fan of the iPad and the iPhone. I just have to check. I mean, man, All right, sorry about that, guys. So what happened was I was actually connected to my T-Mobile hotspot, which is right here, by the way, and it died. So, so I'm reconnecting. I'm back now. Yeah. So I forgot that I was connected to I'm live streaming on the Umidigi A5 Pro, right? That's too funny. Sorry, guys. And I forgot that I was live streaming. I was connected to this device and it died on me, so that's why I got disconnected on the live stream, and I'm embarrassed, but I had to reconnect to my regular wireless modem here. But I was just cracking up. I was like, "Oh crap! I lost the feed." I was like, "Did my internet die?" or something like that. But luckily, like I was still able to reconnect, and you guys were still here. Y'all didn't just leave. So thanks for staying with me today, guys. I thought that was too funny. That was too funny. It was too sweet. Okay, but yeah. Anyways, going back to it, uh, okay, Lady Red Tech Reviews. Thanks for joining in tonight, and thanks for again following me on YouTube over here. I have to give you a subscribe also, by the way. I need to hit that channel up. Okay, so but yeah, for the most part, guys, uh, I mean, Apple keynotes are never too much of a too much of a exciting thing to watch. I feel like every year it's the same thing basically. They just upgrade their devices marginally better. And if you guys watched last year's keynote, a lot of tech reviewers are saying, oh, well, don't get the 10X or 10X Max, because it's just a small upgrade from the iPhone 10, right? So it really just depends, you know what I mean? Lady Tech, I'm about to sub to your videos, so hopefully it looks like you are doing pretty good, man. Shoot, I mean, I see that your videos are getting a lot of good hits over here, by the way. So looks like you do a lot of live streams. So, oh, hello, I accidentally clicked on one of them. Looks like you're gonna get some ad revenue there. But thanks for checking out my videos, and hopefully I'll check out your videos. Also, enjoy Hulu. Go watch them. Okay, Tech Tomby, I didn't know you were gone, but thanks for coming back. Yeah, my connection disconnected, by the way. So, yeah, come on, come on. You wanna come up here? Okay. So sorry if you guys. Hey, what's up, Master Droid HD? ¿Cómo estás ustedes? Yo soy muy bueno, señor. Sorry, I'm trying to practice my Spanish over here. I'm just really bad. But anyways, yeah. So we're talking about the Apple Keynote 2019. If you guys want to chime in on the conversation, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and give me your thoughts and opinions on the event, and let me know what you guys thought. Okay. Tech for Your Needs says I did a vlog. I just need to edit it. Next week I will do a premiere. All right, that sounds cool. Tech for Your Needs. I'm sorry, man, but I need to go subscribe to your channel also, man. You guys are my followers. I don't think I had subscribed to you just yet. Let me go subscribe to you right now, buddy. Tech for Your Needs. Hit that subscribe button. 589. Oh, now you have 590. Okay, so hope you're enjoying the Adobe Premiere software, man. It's not easy to use, but at the same time, I mean, it's gonna get easier for you the more that you learn. And I feel like I'm lagging really bad over here. Samsung says I subscribe to 900 YouTube channels. I am under 100 right now, honestly. So I like to know about the iPhone 11. I think that's going to be a good iPhone. I mean, for the most part, I think the regular iPhone 11, it's going to be a solid device. You know what I mean? I think there's no question about that. That any iPhone that you buy that's after the 6S, it's going to be a good device. It's just really matter of what you want out of the device, guys. Me personally, like I want the upgraded camera, obviously, because I feel like the iPhone 10 camera was good, but it still wasn't as good as it could have been. And I want better battery life. Obviously, I think that's something that I've been wanting for a while. All right, let's take a look here. Top Golf games. Interesting. They're gonna have some Mario Kart games. Okay. Thanks for the subs. No problem, bro. Let's see. Tech1 B says he thinks the iPhone 11 is gonna be a good phone. I mean, I'm excited. I'm interested to see how good it will perform. I mean, at the same time, I'm kind of like skeptical because I feel like if I get the new device and it performs just as good as my other device, I'm going to be disappointed. And I'm just going to be like, I'm going to tell myself, why did I upgrade when it's the same thing, right? But at the end of the day, it's about, usability and whatnot. So me, I'm excited about that. Again, I might be interested in buying an iPad, which I need to check Amazon.com right now, actually, just to see if they have anything cheap right now. Let's see. Let's look at iPhone. I want to check out, let's see, iPads, AirPods, iOS 13. Whoa, do they not have an area? Oh, here we go. iPad. So you have the iPad Pro, the iPad Air, the regular iPad, the iPad Mini. I mean, I'd rather just get the regular iPad with one that still has a finger, or what do they call it, touchscreen display over here. Just because I don't really find it necessary to buy like an iPad Pro. I just don't think it's necessary. I'm happy with a 10.2-inch touch display or whatever. And I might actually decide to go get one at Target. I need to see if Target has an iPads, because I do have a Target card, that's why. So maybe I might decide to go get one myself at Target. It says Apple iPad 7th generation. See, there's an iPad 10.2-inch, and then there's an iPad 9.7-inch, which is the 9.7-inch is makes no sense to me. Okay, is the 6th generation, 2018 model. So I'm going to assume that the 10.2-inch is the 2018 model, which it's just slightly bigger, right? And then you have the iPad Mini, the 2019, which is still like $399. So, and then you have the iPad Air, which I don't see the point in getting the iPad Air. I think those are just gimmicks, to be honest. I mean, if you want something a little lighter, okay, but to me, and then you have the iPad 11 Pro. Oh my God, that's just too expensive. I can't even afford that, guys. Tech1. My T-Mobile thing timed out, by the way. I can't believe my hotspot died during the live stream, by the way, guys. That's too funny, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened, guys, so I'm just going to kind of go with that. Okay, let's see. Trying to remember my Target card over here. Red card. I don't even remember how much money I have. My credit limit, okay. My credit limit on it is not very high, but maybe I'll go buy an iPad tomorrow because I can still go and pay that off easy. And I think you actually save when you use the red card. Use your red card and save 5% in store and online every time. Nice. So that's not too bad. All right. So I might do that. I might go buy an iPad like 7th generation or whatever. And we'll see how that goes, guys. I mean, I've just been wanting one for a while, I mean, there's no point in me being around the bush on that. All right, let's see. So we'll see. If not, then I might end up getting something else, or I might just hold off on that and just get, like, again, the iPhone 10 or something like that. YouTubers helping other YouTubers, guys. Thanks for helping each other out, because that... Oh, good, I don't owe any money on it. Even better. You can get 10% off hotels.com. You can use your red card to book hotels. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Okay. So, okay, I mean, I have all my credit. Let's see, how much is the iPad Mini? 2019 model. The thing about the iPad Mini is they really haven't updated their, not so much about the look, but they really haven't updated the way it looks. It's still big with its bezels. It's got a 7.9-inch display, which isn't really that big, but it's got that A12 Bionic chip. I don't know, guys. But for it being, a smaller screen, they're certainly charging a lot more for it. But again, that's for the 256 gigabyte model. I'm not gonna want a model that high in value. So the 64 gig, which is the base, right? It's only $3.99, so I don't know. I might make a trip to Target tomorrow just for the hell of it, and buy myself an iPad, and maybe I'll vlog about that, guys. Also, we'll see how that goes. Just because I do want to get an iPad, but again, the regular iPad, a little pricey. I want to maybe get the iPad 10-inch, 7th gen, not the 6th gen. The 6th gen is a little cheaper though. So, but okay, 128 gigabyte version is $429, but if I get the 32 gig, which will be like the base, is $329. So I think that's still pretty good. But it might not be too good when it comes to apps and gaming. So I think if I were to get one, it would probably be the 128 gigabyte model, just because I would want to download games and whatnot. And I don't know if you guys follow Unbox Therapy, but they're actually selling. He did a video where they have like basically like generic AirPods that actually link up with your iPhone just like the normal ones would, which is pretty crazy. They call them Black Pods or something like that. And this, it's too interesting. I've also been interested in getting the GoPro Hero 7, guys, but I'm gonna hold off on it just in case they decide to go down on the price, because I do want kind of like an action cam, something that I can vlog with a little bit, because I'm not a fan of carrying around my DSLR, and I'm not really a fan of shooting with my cell phone, so I'm thinking about getting a GoPro 7 when I go out and do shoots like outdoors or something like that. Or just do random vlogs in general, you know what I mean? That's a good price. Let's see. Let me check Amazon.com. Let me type out iPad. See, Amazon is selling the 32 gig, but it says latest model. It's not the latest model. See, iPad 11 Pro. Wow, they have the iPad Pro right now for $674. But I guess they're making room for the new iPad Pros, which there's the 11-inch and then there's the 12.9-inch. You can still buy the iPad 2 for $70, guys. By the way, which is pretty funny. The iPad Air 469, the iPad Mini, which I'm gonna have to go and just get my hands on it. You can get the iPad Air 2, the 16 gigabyte version, for $153, guys. That's actually pretty good. The original iPad Air, $114, which, again, not a lot of people are going to buy. You can get the original iPad with Retina display for $169, which is no one's going to buy the original iPad. The iPad and iPad 2 are no good, guys, by the way. Then you have the Apple iPad 9.7-inch display, which is $254, going on Amazon right now. So that's a lot. I mean, let's see. This is directly from Apple. Then I wouldn't be shocked. I'll get the black version. Let me see if the black version is any more expensive. Nope, the black version is $249 also. But this is not the 10.2-inch version. It's the 9.7. So it's the one with the A10 Fusion chip, not the A11 or the A12 Bionic chip. So I probably would skip on this one just because I would probably go with the one that's 10.2 inches, which is the model prior to the current model. So, guys, I think I'm gonna go and buy an iPad tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. If not, then maybe I'll just save my money and just buy another smartphone. We'll see. Let's see, how long have I been streaming? I've been going on for about an hour already. Wow, guys, I'm going on for an hour. Are you guys still there? Are y'all still chatting with me over here? The ad port. Okay, you're saying the iPad 10.2 2019 model got announced today. Okay. Tech Twombi, I also sub. Thanks, Samsung. What's up, bro? Live by Tech. How's it going? We're just talking about the Apple Keynote today, man. Go big, bro. You're gonna run out of gigabytes. Yeah, I think if I'm gonna buy the iPad, I'm probably gonna buy the 128 gig model, which it's not bad. You know what I mean? I think that for what it is, it'll be a good deal. But we'll see. I really need to go and see prices. I might actually wait until Thursday, or because I get paid Thursday, or maybe I'll wait until I get my YouTube money. We'll see. I don't know. I'm the reason why I want an iPad. Is because I want to have something to where I can watch my videos and stuff in bed and just chill and lay down or whatever like that. The reason why I would want a mini, though, is because they sell like attachments that you can attach to your bed or something where you can like mount it and then just watch, like, and you can hang it somewhere and watch it. You know what I mean? Now, Live by Tech, big shout out to you, by the way. Let me know if you got to see the Apple Keynote today on live or whatever. Samsung says I have 32 gigabyte and MN, no problems, just running. Just it's not so much about the amount of the way it performs. It's just about running out of space. You know what I mean? Especially if you're gonna be downloading movies or games and stuff like that. Like me personally, if I once I get the iPad, I'm probably gonna download a few games. Definitely gonna have a bunch of apps on it just because I basically use the same apps like that I would use on my iPhone. And of course, I would take advantage of download and go from like apps like Netflix, where like if you don't have internet, you can download the actual series on the actual iPad or whatever. And if you don't have a connection for whatever reason, then you can just use that. So let's see, 32 gigabytes, right? No problem. AirPods first generation. I have AirPods and Apple Watch Series 3 GLT. Both are paid off. The worst purchase is the AirPods. Only good thing is the voice calling is good quality. I mean, for the most part, like I've never been sold on the Apple AirPods. I know they probably talked about the new version of the AirPods and the Apple Watch 4 or whatever. I'm not too skeptical. I'm sorry, on the wearable tech as far as like the watches. I think eventually I will buy another Apple Watch. I own the first generation Apple Watch, and it, to me personally, like I didn't use it for what I wanted to. And at the time, like when I was dating my ex girlfriend, anytime a message popped up, she thought it was another girl, and she thought I was like cheating on her all the time. So I thought that was funny. Um, I haven't tried out the AirPods just yet, but I don't think I'll ever buy AirPods just because I just don't think they're worth it. I'd rather just wear the cheapy Bluetooth headsets that I get sent from like tech from Amazon sellers, because I would rather afford to lose those than a $200 pair of little AirPods. You know what I mean? In fact, I think I have a pair of AirPods here that I never use that are like kind of like a cheap generic knockoff. Check that out. That some company sent me called Z Blaze or whatever. I think that's what they're called, Z Blaze or something Blaze, and they're basically like little knockoffs of Apple AirPods. And I have them here. I just never wear them because just because of how they look like. I wonder if these things still have juice. They weren't bad though. I mean, they get good. They get good. How do you say? They're good audio or whatever. But I'm just not a fan of the little donut design. I guess I should probably like give them away or something like that. But if you look at that, I mean, I have basically knockoffs of these. Oh, that goes in the other. I got knockoffs of these, and I just never use them. So I mean, I think they're cute though, for what they are. I mean, I've never really talked to anybody. How insecure? LOL. Yeah, you're right about that. But I've actually linked these up with my phone, with my iPhone, and they're not bad. I mean, down here it makes it look like you can connect, like that looks like kind of like a wannabe USB Type C port, but it's actually I think it's just regular micro USB. I need to look at that actually because I didn't even really look at what you can charge that with actually. Let me find out real quick actually. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can plug this in. Nope. Nope. I believe it's micro USB if I'm not correct. Let me unplug my phone here really quick. Yeah, it's micro USB. So there's that. And ooh, you can even press the button, which will probably pair it up with your iPhone, which is pretty funny. Also, let's see. I know there's an app for AirPods over here, or there should be. But again, I just never really use these guys, so they're probably dead. I'm pretty positive they're dead. Let me put this back in. Let me put it back in. Do I still have you guys? Are you guys still here? Are y'all still watching? Because if you're not, that's fine. Like, totally understand. Yeah, but it's micro USB. Which is interesting. I might start using these just for the heck of it now. We'll see how it goes. Tectwan B says on here, are you going to upgrade? Okay, Live by Tech is asking, are you going to upgrade to the iPhone 11 or you still got... I think I'm probably going to upgrade, man. I think it's about time. I've had this phone for 2 years, and I will see what T-Mobile offers on their trade-ins, I guess, because obviously, like, I mean, I'm either going to trade in the device or I'm going to just buy it out straight. The thing about trade-ins is they never really give you like a good amount of money for the device. Even though it's an iPhone 10, they'll probably still only give me like $200 or $300, um, which I could probably still sell this for like $500 as is. You know what I mean? Tectwan B says I'm there. But for the most part, I think the trade-in option would probably be more for me because I'd rather just pay it off in small increments, I guess, rather than buy an iPhone 11 just straight out of the box. I mean, $700. Now, if you're asking me if I'm going to get like the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11 Pro, I'm probably going to stick with just the regular iPhone 11, just because I'm a big fan of the different colors, obviously, and I'm just really not sold on the 3 camera lenses or whatever you want to call it yet. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna be happy with an upgrade in general. You know what I mean? And I feel like that the 2 camera lenses that you're gonna get with the iPhone 11 are still gonna be just as good as if you were to buy the iPhone, 11 Pro, which is just gonna have that extra sensor, which maybe that extra sensor is only gonna be good for like nighttime mode. I don't know. Like I didn't watch the full keynote to know exactly what's happening, but that's okay. Whoa. Whoa. I can feel my iMac getting hot over here. Which it shouldn't. Automatic. Let's see. I am thinking about getting the iPhone, but not sure yet. Tech1 B, I mean, if you haven't tried it, tech for your needs, man. Peace out, man. Thanks for joining in tonight. I probably won't be on too much longer either, even though I still got like 8 people watching, 7 or 8 people. But yeah, for the most part, I was really impressed with, what they had to show. Apple Arcade's going to be a cool thing once that comes out. Shit, is this thing charging? I don't even know. I don't even... my generic AirPods. Apple TV Plus is going to be interesting. The Apple Arcade for people that want to game and do more mobile gaming is going to be a thing. I think it's just going to be interesting in general. I think every year Apple's devices get better and better. Obviously, not a lot of things change, but I feel like they're tweaking all of the little things that are minor imperfections from each year's previous device. So not a lot of people were impressed by the 10 or the 10X Max or whatever, the 10X Max and Max S or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. Anyways, not a lot of people were impressed by those devices, so a lot of people just ended up keeping their phone. You know what I mean? Samsung says he's taking off. Also, Samsung, if you're getting off, man, get good night. Also, but if you're thinking about getting the iPhone, get it. You know what I mean? Try it out. And if you don't like it, well then they have a good resale value, man. So think about it like that. And if you're a Metro user, Tectwan, start with one of their older devices like the iPhone 7 or the iPhone 8, something like that. Get yourself something cheap, guys. But all right, guys. I mean, thanks for joining in on the chat tonight. I've been already on for like about a good hour already, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the live stream here. I am a little bit tired, so thank you all for joining in tonight. Again, if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up before you guys go tonight, and thank you all for just continuing to follow my channel. Again, keep an eye out. Again, I don't know when my next video or review will be, but just keep an eye out. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a surprise. Maybe not. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what review phone I want to get anytime soon. There's just a lot of tech happening in 2019, so the Pixel 4 will be coming out soon once the iPhone comes out. So you guys all have a good night. Live by Tech. Thanks for the shout outs here, man. Y'all have a good night. Okay.